got my Bernie sticker in the bumper today, right? And unfortunately, I would have one in my room, but we can't, just because it's frowned upon to have political stuff in your room, especially when you're not in tenure, right? Like the previous teacher, I was telling you earlier about it, how like he basically said the N-word about a student, and they just let him. They gave him 3-month paid retirement, and then allowed him to retire with full pension. But he also had Trump stickers in his Trump flag, MAGA hat. He wore his MAGA hat in the classroom while teaching. Everything. This is a mainly black school as well, so he would just do all that. He didn't give a fuck. School never did anything to him. All right. I remember apparently one of his other things that he used to do was he would reenact slavery.
Really?
In the classroom, and he would have like the 3 white kids trying to be slave owners and slave catchers, and the black students would run around the school trying to hide from the slave catchers.
How was that legal?
Apparently they just let him do it. I mean, he's been doing the same thing since the 90s, so they basically just let him get away with it.
It's
until,
a quality education.
Yeah, until about like last year, they finally told him, no, you can't do that anymore. That's pretty racist, so it's kind of fucked up. So no, not allowed anymore. But talking more about my boy Bernie, though.
Yeah.
You see the latest polls yet?
No, I haven't been following up with the polls. What are they looking like?
So Bernie now is number 1 in Iowa.
Really?
Right after sloppy Joe Biden.
Child touching Joe.
Child touching Joe, sloppy Joe. I mean, do you see that picture of him sucking on his wife's fingers?
Wait, I thought that was Photoshop.
No, it's a real...
Because The Onion put out an article that was like, we're going to keep letting Joe Biden touch women inappropriately after seeing what he'll do otherwise.
No,
he just starts sucking on her fingers. It's like, what?
No, it's not even Photoshop. It's completely real. And he's right now live, like he's going around Iowa right now trying to drum up support for his, what's his political slogan? No malarkey.
Is that really his?
That's his slogan. No malarkey.
No malarkey.
Or something about malarkey, basically. And
I mean, that wouldn't even be a valid political slogan in, like, Hoover's era. Let alone, like, his era of the 1950s.
I mean, like, no one said malarkey since the last time he said it. Which is, I think, in 2012, when he was having that vice presidential debate.
It's probably like a little spike, like, on Google.
Yeah.
Like, it just every
what
time...
What is malarkey?
Every time it spikes, it's just 1. It's like 0 and 1, and the 1 is just Joe Biden.
Joe Biden just looking
just
it up.
Joe Biden saying malarkey.
But yeah, I mean, in the video, though, his wife is introducing him, right, on stage, and he just... As she's, like, talking, her hands are up, and he just, like, reaches in and just starts sucking on them.
What? That's just so weird. Like, he's senile. Why is he there?
I don't understand. Well,
like, who's letting him? Who let Trump run? Like, remember 2015? Everyone was like, "Who the hell let this senile rich dude on stage?" And then now he's been our president for 5 years.
You know,
4 years.
It's the Alice of Wonderland.
Yeah.
This is late stage capitalism. It's like an idiocracy where Ice-T becomes the president.
We're like Macron saying, "Send nudes for your president."
Yeah, send nudes for your president. But no, man.
Send nudes for the presidente.
Oh God, don't even get me started. But yeah, dude, the Democratic primaries are heating up now. Kamala Harris dropped out.
Yeah.
The cop Kamala.
The Intercept put out an article. They're like, what killed Kamala Harris's campaign? It was the racist cop lies. And so someone replied to the video like, she's literally said she was a cop like 6 times in the past. Like, she literally is a cop.
Apparently, though, a bunch of like top 50 aides to her campaign published a list of grievances.
Yeah.
And they said that the Kamala campaign basically would just buckle to whatever the media wanted, right? So she started off super well. I remember last year, people thought that she really stood a chance of becoming the Democratic primary.
Oh yeah.
Candidate. And then she would just. I've noticed that the Democrats love doing this. They have this tactic where before they even start negotiating, they've already like backed down, right? So like it's so Elizabeth Warren did it. Remember, she started off saying like
the last colored person in the campaign.
Yeah, the last colored person. No, but she started off saying like, "Oh, I agree with 100% with Bernie. Medicare for all. Blah blah blah." I remember talking about being like, "Yeah, okay, no, she's not." Immediately backs down. The moment the media questions her, she backs down, right? Kamala Harris, exact same thing, right? And that's why that's why I support Bernie, because like he's basically pounded the same drum for like the last how old is he now? 70 years?
Yeah.
For like the last 50 years, he's basically said the exact same thing, word for word.
I mean, when he was like 20, he did get arrested at a civil rights protest.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
He was fighting for civil rights.
Yeah, exactly.
When all these other guys were, Joe Biden whipping black people in the pool with metal chains.
With metal chains. Elizabeth Warren was a member of the
Republican
Libertarian Party.
Yeah, she was in the Republican Party. Kamala Harris was
beating black people.
Yeah, with a baton. Who else?
Pete Buttigieg was at a CIA black site.
Yeah, but I don't think he's ever seen a black person in his life until the campaign trail.
That's true. Yeah, the word black site scared him, so he called them safe houses.
That's exactly true.
What was Andrew Yang? Yang Gang.
Well, he's
gang.
He's
he's
white too.
He's white. What does Andrew Yang actually do?
I don't know.
He just sort of like.
He doesn't wear a tie. That's one thing.
He doesn't wear a tie, and he skateboards. That's all I know about him. And he smokes pot. Yeah, that's about all I know.
And he made an app or something. He's a computer nerd.
He's a computer nerd, and he wants to give me free money. Well, yeah, I mean, because he's all about that automation. So like, give me free money. And then who was the last? Oh, Klobuchar.
Singularity.
Klobuchar.
Who?
Emily Klobuchar, something like that.
Was she the Evangelion?
Evangelion.
She's
the mecha pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. No, she's like evil Bernie. Because like Bernie has been saying that like, oh, we need healthcare and equal rights for like the last 50 years. Klobuchar has been like, no, you think, fuck you, no healthcare for you, go die in a ditch for like the last 50 years. Like, I mean, I hate her, but hats off to her for like sticking to her guns, because even though everyone, the
lady looks like your high school math teacher.
The one who looks like your high school
counselor. I didn't even think she was like a thing. Still.
Yeah, she looks like the vice principal that gives people detention for walking too slowly in the hallway.
And she gets like really hyped at the pep rally.
Yeah.
Starts like putting her arms out like, "Hey everyone!"
Yeah, and then like
when she like waves little flags at the football games.
Yeah.
Like, hey, everyone loves high school.
And then she has like 4 cats in her house.
Yeah. Her whole life revolves around PTA meetings.
Yes, that's exactly how you describe her.
She spends 2 weeks planning at the cookie platter. And what type of coffee they're going to have, either Folgers or Maxwell.
Tries to disband the teachers union.
Cancels all the after-school buses because kids can walk 3 miles.
Yeah. That's exactly what she is. But you know what? Like, hats off to her, though, for sticking to her guns. Because now, even though, like, all the other candidates are saying stuff bullshit about, like, oh, like, we'll slowly integrate healthcare, Klobuchar's the only one who's like, no, fuck you, go die. You think you deserve healthcare? Go fuck yourself. Fuck you. So hats off to her. I mean, she's got balls. She got guts on that lady.
And then Tulsi Gabbard's still in it.
Tulsi, what the fuck does she even do?
She looks like a Command and Conquer.
Oh yeah,
Command and Conquer cutscene character.
Command and Conquer cutscene character.
And Tulsi Gabbard comes up on the screen with her one white gray streak. You must chase the Soviets.
Listen, man. All right. The more comic book villain Democrats that we have, the better Bernie's chances of winning. So I'm always down. So keep them in.
Isn't she like an anti-imperialist general?
Who?
She supports the military-industrial complex, but is also anti-imperialist. Like I don't get that.
I don't know, man. They always say they're anti-imperialist, but they always vote pro-war.
She's Hawaiian or something. That's her only thing is she's Hawaiian.
That's the only. No, I thought Kamala Harris was Hawaiian.
But she's a cop.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She doesn't hang loose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But dude, yeah. I was telling you earlier as well about Pete's college debt forgiveness plan.
Yeah.
Which just essentially you sacrifice your retirement fund to pay off your college debt, which it achieves the exact same thing anyway. It really just goes to show that, like, fucking Pete Buttigieg just has, like, absolutely no idea what the fuck he's doing.
No, he's just trying to, like, rearrange. Like, when you were a kid and your mom would be like, you have to clean your room, so you just kind of rearrange your room a little bit and throw everything onto your bed. Like, nothing's actually changed.
Or, like, shove it in your closet.
Yeah, you just kind of shove it underneath the rug, so nothing's actually changed, but it just looks like it works.
Yeah.
And that's been the Democrats since, I guess, Kennedy's brains exploded.
And then, like...
So Kennedy got yeeted.
Yeah, but then, like, or it would be like you have, like, an asshole brother, and he just, like, shits, or he just pisses
shits on your floor.
He shits on the floor, and he, like, pees in a jug, or, the gallon jugs and shit, so you just sort of, like, sweep them around and add some Febreze to the room so you can't smell the shit.
Hide it in the basement.
Yeah, just kind of hide him. And every once in a while, he, like, comes up like a fucking gremlin.
Like Joe Biden.
He like Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's just the gremlin the Democrat Hillary Clinton has hiding.
Or, Donald Trump, the orange gremlin.
Yeah. He's not even a gremlin. He's just a senile billionaire.
Oh, have you seen him? He looks like a fucking fat gremlin.
Well, that's because he's 80 years old.
Yeah.
He went insane, so he's just like, I'm going to buy the presidency now.
I'm going to buy the presidency, He joined the race just so he could just insult people.
That's what it looks like, right?
I mean, he doesn't do any work. I think they said that, like, he golfs, like, a third of the time.
Yeah, it's White House North and White House South. It's Bedminster, New Jersey,
yeah.
And then Miami.
Yeah, it's so weird, though, to think that he golfs literally just, like, 20 minutes away from where we are now?
Yeah.
It's so hard. That's so weird to think that the President of the United States is 20 minutes away from me right now.
And sometimes he golfs down in Tom's River, too, like right off Route 18.
Oh, my fucking God. Get this fucking joker out of my state.
Right.
Like, I'm already ashamed enough of New Jersey, but, like, get this fucker out of here.
He pretty much is a New Jerseyan, right?
Basically. Speaking of people who aren't from New Jersey but pretend to be, did you hear about Snooki? What happened with her lately?
No, what happened with Snooki?
So, apparently, after the Jersey Shore ended, she got married, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was reading the NJ.com, so that's how you know. That's how I found out about this. She was reading. She doesn't fucking read. After the Jersey Shore ended, she got married, right? Mm-hmm. Had 3 kids, and then started up Jersey Shore 2, where she parties with her kids, her 6-month-old, her 5-year-old, and her 6-year-old kid.
That's just grossly irresponsible.
It was very grossly irresponsible.
Is that on TLC?
I don't even know what channel that's on, but apparently it went on for 3 seasons.
What?
Yeah. And she said that she finally stopped because she wanted to spend more time with her family. And I love NJ.com because it's just peak boomers. It's only boomers and me, apparently, I guess, read that site.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, all the comments were like, it was like, loose women should keep their legs closed, or it's like women shouldn't appear on TV, or I think some other ones were like grandmas talking about how, like, their kids watch that show and it's destroying the innocence of the youth of America. Also, yeah. I just love NJ.com. I hate it, but I still love reading it.
Boomers will see one thing and assume Western civilization is being destroyed.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, boomers. Oh yeah, and I was also reading it today, and there's another article published. It was actually pretty liberal, right? And it's basically talking about how the Stamp Act doesn't cover enough, right? So there needs to be, the Democrats are proposing a new tax bill that would aid in stopping hunger, right, amongst New Jersey families. So of course I'm like, oh god, here comes the boomers, right? Reading it, going down, and it was all just like, these chin-dribbling poor people need to understand that no one wants to give them a free handout. Back in my day, I had to, work hard and save up every penny I had.
Back in my day, we lynched them.
Yeah, I had to work hard for every penny I earned, and I never took a single handout. in my life.
Since when were poor people considered human?
You're not human. You're poor. Fuck you. It's just wild shit like that on NJ.com.
Yeah. Did you hear about the Nazis in Sussex County?
No, what's this?
Oh shit. Okay. Well, some dude was planning to shoot up a mosque, so the FBI or the ATF or like the New Jersey State Police raided his house and found like 3 AR-15s. Yeah, and he would reenact the Christchurch shooting in his house with his girlfriend. And I think the tip came from his girlfriend. And they found a grenade launcher, a fully automatic AR, and 2 other ARs in his house in white supremacist literature. Then the week right after that, they found another white supremacist with a rocket launcher in his car.
Holy shit!
They pulled over on the side of the road up in Sussex County.
Wait, how the hell did he get a rocket launcher?
Probably the pagan motorcycle gang. You know those Vietnam vets who like all banded together in these Nazi skinhead motorcycle gangs. They're actually really popular in Newark. Mm-hmm. I think there was a big shooting up in Newark between motorcycle gangs at some motorcycle bar in Newark.
I didn't even know
they were all just fat white people too.
Yeah, I didn't even know motorcycle gangs still existed.
Yeah, New Jersey and at least in Newark they're so popular.
I mean, I know nowadays they fucking have like shit like the Puppies motorcycle gang and bullshit like that, but I didn't think they're like hardcore heroin selling.
In Soho they have the stationary bike gang.
The what?
The stationary bike gang. It's just a gang of CrossFit junkies who just ride stationary bikes.
Yes. Honestly, you know what?
Yeah, remember
that's the way to get rid of crime. You gentrify all the things that criminals like to do.
Exactly.
Think about it. You want to get rid of bikers? Gentrify biking, right? Mm-hmm. Make a bunch of vegan bikes.
Electric motorcycles that cost 10 times more than a regular motorcycle.
Yeah.
And have half the range.
Exactly. But give subsidies. Market it to a bunch of, dumbass yuppies in Wall Street. Sell them, include a leather jacket that goes with it. Boom. Nobody wants to be in a biker gang
1% is just for rich bikers.
Yeah. Yeah, but I remember I was going back to that guy in Sussex County, though. I remember reading the Turner Diaries. You ever read those?
No, I haven't.
It's basically it was a book published by this Luther Pierce, right? Mm-hmm. Who is really just this gross, racist, anti-Semitic dude. And the Turner Diaries basically is this like white power fantasy about a race war, a global race war that eliminates all people, everybody that's not white, from the entire world by nuking everybody.
That's like some Posadist, like Nazball Posadist thing. And
basically, it's like apparently like the Christchurch shooter had this copy of this book. It's basically become like the Catcher in the Rye. The serial killers like to read Catcher in the Rye. White nationalists like to read the Turner Diaries. And it's just a fucking vile book, honestly. But
it's just about like white people just bombing Africa?
Bombing Africa, Asia, South America. They basically call anybody who's like mixed race like mongrels. And they don't even call them by like humans. They also don't call the United States government as the United States. They call it by the system.
What?
Yeah, the system. It's such a fucking gross ass book.
It's like the Devil's Guard. That book that the Navy SEALs read and preaches like their Bible. They get all of their tactics from it.
Yep.
And it's just about ex-Nazis going to Indochina and fighting as mercenaries and just murdering everyone.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, you already know how I feel about the Navy SEALs, right?
Yeah.
I told you about it in the previous episode.
I don't think so.
Oh,
maybe. I don't know.
I feel like, remember when we talked about the Navy SEALs, is their mindset and outlook on life is just like the most cynical, zero-sum, like ultra-violent, like mindset to anything, right? Because all of their problems are solved by killing people. And as long as like we're the most powerful, then that makes us right. That's their entire mindset. So fuck the Navy SEAls.
The Nazis.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of our tactics came from the Nazis and shit.
Well, yeah, most of our weapons did too, and the reason why we didn't the reason why we didn't join the war originally was because of the Nazis.
Yeah, a lot of Americans were big fans of the Nazis.
Well, even the Allies, I mean, they betrayed Bananas, betrayed Poland. They were going to bomb the Soviet Union, all as appeasements to the Nazis, because for their bottom line, it was better to have the Nazis in power in East Europe than it was for the Soviet Union to be in power.
Oh, yeah, because at least the Nazis, they're capitalists.
Yeah, at least they trade with the Nazis. The Soviets, it's like, you got to trade on their terms.
Here's the thing, you think about it. If you're like the top dog, like you're the Prime Minister of England, right? If you surrender, the Nazis let you keep your power. But the Soviets will take your slaves away from you.
Yeah.
They'll take your gold-plated toilets away from you.
With the Nazis, they give you gold-plated
toilets. They'll give you gold-plated toilets.
Questionable sources.
Exact, for working with them. And the gold will be sourced from the tooth of Jews that they killed.
And to be honest, Churchill was kind of a Nazi, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like his famous quote, "I don't understand why we can't use gas. We should use them against all those uncivilized natives to cleanse Africa."
Yep.
What's wrong with poison gas?
Yeah, what's wrong with poison
against
gas?
Black people?
I mean, he also wanted to declare war on the Soviet Union right after World War II ended.
He just wanted it kept going.
Yeah, that's why he got ousted from power, like, basically immediately after the war.
It's like, yo, Churchill, chill.
Yeah, Churchill,
it's like,
chill.
Let's not do this again.
Daddy, chill.
Yeah, that's kind of like the whole mindset of post-World War II. It's just, let's just chill out, guys. Maybe we can vote our way there.
Maybe we can vote, yeah. Fuck that. Alright, oh shit.
Phone's going off. Silence that.
Alright, what else we gotta talk about? Oh, more local news. Have you heard about Zimmerman?
Oh, yeah, you're talking about the Florida guy, right?
Yeah, the Florida dude. Florida man.
Yeah, he's like, more people should have sympathy with me because I broke my nose.
Yeah, I broke my nose.
Like, think about me.
I am, he sued Trayvon's family now.
Yeah, for like $2 million.
Yeah, he's no, not $2 million, $100 million.
What the fuck?
For emotional damages caused by his shooting.
What about the other person he shot like a year after he got out of jail?
he's gonna sue him later. He's gonna sue him next as well.
I mean, how much money didn't he get like $100,000 from the gun that he shot Trayvon Martin with?
He auctioned that off, and like a bunch of white nationalists and right groups donated money to him as well to his GoFundMe. What else happened? Oh yeah, and then he shot the other family. But he's saying he's suing them for emotional damages caused by harm to his reputation and from the trauma of shooting the boy.
That's like when the cops sue you after they shoot you.
Yeah.
They say, oh, well, it was a traumatic experience and you were resisting arrest.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, honestly, like, I don't understand how, like, any right-winger any Republican can just... Like, they can make fun of us or be like, oh, like, you're causing a culture war. Like, leftists are causing a culture war in America and blah, 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 blah. But then you've got right-wingers who literally shoot up a church.
Yeah. Oh, that's... the Nazis are part of their agenda.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even the libertarians don't fucking fuck with the Republicans.
Yeah, what... Could you go into more detail about, like, your love for libertarians? Like,
well, they're not libertarians.
I mean,
these libertarians are like ANCAPs. These are voluntary anarchists.
Voluntary anarchists.
As
opposed to involuntary anarchists.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes. Well, that's what they call themselves. They're just anarchists, but stupider and heavier armed.
Okay.
Or heavily armed.
All right.
Like
I know you used to be a libertarian.
Yeah, I used to be one of those like I just want to smoke weed and give gay people guns kind of guy. Like fuck the cops. The only person I love is the Constitution.
Mm-hmm. I want to drive on my privately owned roads as well. Don't violate the NAP. If your sound waves coming to my house...
No NAP. There just won't be roads.
There just won't be roads. So you're one of those anarcho-primitivists.
No, it's all voluntary.
It's all voluntary.
Society is voluntary. If you want roads, build them with someone else, but I'm not having any part of it.
Yeah, so like...
The ultimate authority is the individual.
Yeah,
that's what these people are like.
Yeah, so why don't you go into like a bit more detail about like what the actual libertarians believe? Because like I'm not gonna believe any of the fucking bullshit anyway, but like I think I would still like to know a bit more.
Well, yeah, I mean there's a
like what's their like core belief?
Well, they're usually veterans, and they're constitutionalists, sort of. There's a lot of different sects. Like, people don't understand this, but there's just as many varied political sects, as there are, like, leftist sects on Twitter. Mm-hmm. And I mean sects like SE.
SECTS, yes.
Yeah, not SEX. Like,
mm-hmm. There's more than 2 sexes.
The 5 genders of conservatism.
I mean, because, like, Marxists, no matter what they believe, they all believe in, the Communist Manifesto. They all believe in Capital, and they generally believe in, like, Lenin's what needs to be done and all that.
Yeah.
Really, it's Marxism and Leninism is, like, what everyone believes.
The kind of split comes between Mao's, Cultural Revolution
Permanent
and
Revolution,
Deng's capitalism.
Hoxha, or Cuba's, which really, Cuba really is based off of more of Mao's belief as well.
Yeah,
but the question, we still have core texts and ideas that we believe in.
Yeah, well, these guys don't have anything like that. They just have the Constitution and the ingredients to whiskey.
Ingredients to whiskey.
What kind of mash you use for your whiskey defines their ideology.
Are you a barley kind of person, or are you a grain?
Scotch kind of guy or bourbon kind of guy? I don't fuck with no Scotch kind of guy.
I don't fuck with you.
Whiskey and rebellion. So that's my motto.
And then, and then the moonshiner kicks open the doors like, yeah.
The moonshiner Nazis.
Yeah, you're all fucking wimps.
You're all wimps. You're race traitors.
Moonshiner bust.
But yeah, there's been a big, a lot of sectarian conflict recently between the voluntarists and pseudo or crypto fascists in the liberty movement. And then the constitutionalists, too. So
those are certainly all words, Mac. What do any of them mean?
Well, the voluntarists are the voluntary anarchists, who are like the 3%ers and the radical libertarians and those kind of guys you see on 4chan K. And the Boogaloo meme pages. The constitutionalists are like the Lavoy Finicum kind of guys who, raided the Oregon National Park.
Okay.
And laid siege to it, and the Bundy Ranch kind of guys.
The Bundy Ranch isn't the ones who put their cows on federal land and then threaten cops?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're kind of like the same kind of mindset, the Americans for Constitutional Freedom. And then you have the crypto fascists who co-opt the liberty movement.
Aren't those just the Tea Partiers?
Yeah, they're the Tea Partiers, pretty much. They're just neocons.
Neocons. All right.
But there's been a big division in I guess their party lines. Can you even call it a party?
No. Well, you can't have a party because a party's an organization.
Yeah, true. There's no organization with libertarianism.
I just love that. There's that video. Who's the in 2016 the presidential candidate for the Libertarian Party?
Ron Paul.
Yeah, Ron Paul. I just remember there was this video with Ron Paul and a bunch of. It was a libertarian rally, and it was Ron Paul and like a bunch of fucking nobodies, right? And the question was like, should you have a license to operate a car? And everyone else was like, no! What? Next you're gonna need licenses for a toaster?
Yeah. He's like, well, what are they gonna need next? Licenses to toast bread? And everyone's like, yeah! Woo!
And then Ron Paul...
You told him.
Yeah. Ron Paul was the only person who was like, well, I mean... I think that you should have a license to operate, something dangerous. And everyone was like, fuck you, Ron Paul.
I don't need no license to operate my 150.
Ron,
10-inch lift, you ain't gonna license me for that.
Ron, I can't bomb you if I don't know where you are, Paul.
He wanted to bring letters of marque and reprisal.
Yeah.
The hunt pirates. just gangs of mercenaries roaming the globe.
Oh, God, yeah. Privatize the entire U.S. Army.
Yeah.
But privatize the police force.
Right? Not even privatized, just roving gangs of bandits.
Vigilantes.
Oh, now remember, privatization implies corporate control. That implies organization.
No.
But, yeah, these people don't understand anything that doesn't revolve around, shooting guns in their backyard and climbing mountains. And dipping in their trucks,
And growing their own backyard weed.
Yeah, their worldview is just so small and condensed into literally what happens in their backyard. They have no conception of any type of political or ideological sense.
They don't even understand that, like, the very fact that they can, fucking shitpost on Twitter about their bullshit beliefs is because of, organized government research into, like, the internet.
I mean, don't regular anarchists say the same shit?
Yeah, well, I mean, regular anarchists are also fucking dumbasses, so I'm not even gonna bother with them.
Well, these are regular anarchists. They just wear yellow instead of black. They're all veterans.
Yeah, the only anarchists I respect are the ANCOMs, because they have, like, so much anger, right? They're just, like, vibrating balls of anger. And as communists...
They read theory, too.
Yeah, they read theory, but, like, communists believe that, like, you have to go from capitalism to socialism to communism to which is like automation, right? Which is basically anarchy at that point, because we won't need government.
Yeah, even Marx said, like, the dissolution of the state is the ultimate goal.
Exactly.
The state is a bourgeois construct.
Exactly. But, like, fucking anarchists just want to be like, listen, let's just skip straight to the anarchism phase.
Yeah, like, let's just do it now.
let's just fucking do it.
Like, fuck everything. Just yeet.
Yeah, but whereas,
right
like,
off the edge.
Communist anarchism is basically like robots do all of our work for us and we can just live in luxury. Anarchists, communists, anarcho-communists basically want everybody to just fucking live in a cave and hunt with a spear.
And then these yellow anarchists, I guess I'm gonna call them now, because
the
libertarian
Anlibs.
The Anlibs.
The Anlibs. I'm sorry,
I don't know what you're supposed to call these people, because they don't believe in capitalism. They believe in the ultimate authority of the individual, but they also have no conception of society whatsoever. But they still don't. They're not primitivists.
How would we just call them dumbasses?
Dumbass libertarians. Yeah. I like yellow anarchists though, because I don't piss off much regular anarchists. So.
You want to get rid of roads, yet you walk on them. How interesting! Turn that comic on its head.
Walk on roads.
I am very woke.
I can see with my $20,000 night vision.
Yeah.
My Hawaiian shirt. I don't have plumbing, but I have like $50,000 in guns in my shirt.
Yeah.
It's literally only private property I own.
The only private property. But they took a file and they scraped off all the Lockheed Martin's logos off of their weapons and all the serial numbers as well.
Yeah, all the serial. Oh, they just made their own guns, so technically it's not even. It's not even like they own it. It's like personal property. So they literally own nothing. I don't know why these people are so afraid of communism, because they are literally the most irrelevant people in regards to like the revolution as you could possibly be. Like there's no concern for people living in the mountains, just like hunting deer, who own literally nothing. Zero connection with society.
See, here's my thing though. Like if that's really all they want to do, I wouldn't give a shit. But the problem is they're on the internet. And if when the revolution comes, they're going to join the right.
Yeah, even though they have been accused of signal boosting, like especially recently, like the Libertarian Party put out a statement where, or some big libertarian group, I really don't give a fuck like what authority is over these libertarians, but they put out a message that said we have to make libertarianism a hostile space for racism. And all the Nazis were like, you're virtue signaling. And then the libertarians were like, what are you, a Nazi? And all the Nazis were like, yes.
Yes, I am.
They're like, okay, well, you can still like our memes.
You can still like our memes. Alright, I'm gonna call
it useless.
Alright, I'm gonna call a quick bathroom break.
Yeah, totally.
Alright. And we're back.
And we are back.
Alright.
Red Star Radio.
Alright, so we're talking shit about libertarians, right? Basically...
Yellow anarchists.
Yellow anarchists. Basically, they'll always support the cops or the right-wingers, right?
Yeah, it's right-wingers, this American state, the imperialist state.
Yeah, the imperialist state, right?
Because the only place they could have their special little bubble of individualism, I was going to say outside of identitarianism, because they're not identitarians, they're just individualists, is with a Western imperialist state.
Mm-hmm. Like, you're not gonna be able to do this living in, China or the Soviet Union or even in Africa just because it's too poor to do.
Yeah. I mean, really the only reason why they can afford their lifestyle is because of their VA benefits. They don't have to pay health insurance.
Yeah, that is true.
They get free guns from Colt if they're a veteran.
Yep.
Because the only people in these groups are veterans, like the 3%ers and the Finicum dudes.
Yeah, that's why even though, they talk about shitting on the cops, they'll always be the first to call the cops. The
redcoats.
Yeah, they'll always be the first to call the cops.
They'll always be the ones to be the cops.
Yeah.
And they'll shoot the cops and then just take their place.
Exactly. Speaking of fucking...
You're infringing on their private property.
Yeah.
Bang.
I am the law.
You were the law. I am the law now.
The law. Speaking of cops, fucking do your jobs, cops.
They're even more useless than libertarians.
Yeah, I mean, gee, we just had what?
Did you see what happened in Miami?
What? The one in Miami?
Yeah, like yesterday, they turned that UPS driver into Swiss cheese.
Oh, yeah.
So a cop had an MP5 on the live stream. He literally had a submachine gun and just unloaded it in traffic. They shot like 200 to 300 bullets.
And there's no liability for them. That's the main thing. Cop, they have such like a power fantasy about them being RoboCop and the Terminator. And no, was it the fucking Marvel comic character?
Not Judge Dredd, the Punisher.
The Punisher. They just want to be the Punisher. So fucking bad.
Yeah, they want to uphold law and order.
The Punisher doesn't even uphold law and order. That's the thing.
They're too afraid to even confront criminals. They use actual people in their cars.
Yeah.
You saw that they were hiding and shooting through people's cars.
Yeah.
As people were trying to escape, and the cops were holding people back to hide behind their cars.
Yep. Dude, it's such fucking bullshit.
I mean, when it comes down to it, are these the people, like, revolutionaries are afraid of? Like, if the people upholding the state and the status quo for the American imperialism are this useless, like, what are people afraid of?
Yeah. Obviously a joke, but if every single cop just dropped dead at this moment, dude, I wouldn't give a shit. I'd be so happy.
Barbecue sauce, because it's time to roast some pigs.
Yeah, fry them up. Oink, oink, oink.
I want to put that on a t-shirt or something.
Legal statement, everything we say here is satire.
Well, yeah, it came from a YouTube video from Need for Speed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like he was crashing into cops in the video game and like mauling them. And he was just like, "Who brought the barbecue sauce? It's time to roast some pigs." That was a funny video.
Fry them up. Oink, oink.
Yeah, but I mean, in this instance, the cops, like, would you classify them as terrorists according to the traditional classification of terrorists as in political violence?
Yeah. I mean,
property is political.
I don't know. When a cop, knocks on your doorstep and threatens...
Well, even in this specific case, like...
Oh, in that specific case.
2 dudes stuck up a jewelry store, stole their diamonds, and hijacked a UPS truck full of Christmas gifts. And the cops opened fire on the truck in broad daylight in the middle of a freeway or an interstate with hundreds of people in their cars around them. 9 houses got bullet damage, and 3 state buildings got bullet damage. They shot so many rounds. It was City Hall actually has bullet pockmarks in it now because they shot so many rounds. They actually damaged every building around them.
Christ.
So to uphold, I don't know, I guess property for the jewelers and UPS, they just murdered everyone. Like, that's worse than the Spetsnaz. Like, that joke where it's like Navy SEALs infiltrate a house, 3 terrorists dead, hostage rescued, no one knows they were there. Spetsnaz raids a house, 20 people dead, terrorists escaped, 10 Spetsnaz dead. And then the cops, it's just, even the NYPD, it's like any kind of thing they do, it's like 4 civilians dead, 11 people wounded, 2 cops dead by friendly fire, suspect not found, or suspected pile of mulch. Like in
suspect destroyed.
Yeah, target eliminated. But even in New York, I think it was 2013 or 2011. Remember that huge mass shooting that happened at the Empire State Building? Like 11 people were shot, 2 people were dead.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, and every single person who got shot, well, one person got shot by someone from a disgruntled employee killing his boss, rightfully so. Mm-hmm. But the other 11 people were shot by the NYPD trying to take down this one gunman.
God.
There's more mass shootings from cops than there are actual mass shootings.
Yeah, I mean, was it U.S. cops kill more people than actual murderers kill people?
They kill
year.
1,500 people a year. I mean, since people like journalists have been actually tracking it since like Michael Brown in the past 5 years, they've killed like 7,000 people, 8,000 people.
Jeez.
The number one leading cause of death for an American male is death by cop.
Mm.
And especially a black male, is death by cop or death in prison.
Yeah. All right. The elimination of cops.
The cops are terrorists.
Mm.
Because if property...
Now that's some good bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Russell Reserve.
Libertarians would be proud of us.
Yeah, whiskey and rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
So are we libertarians then?
Yeah, sure. Let's be libertarians now.
Yeah.
No. Hey. Listen, I'm going to have to charge you, though. You're at my house.
I'm sorry. I believe in private property, not the markets.
Yeah, but, you're in my private property. I'm charging you a sitting fee.
That's debatable, because you don't own it. You're a renter.
Yeah, but I own all the property in the house.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
It's mine.
I do. It's my property.
This is your property now?
I just lay claim to it.
You just lay claim to it through rightful conquest?
Yes, this is my rightful property.
Oh,
What
gosh, damn it. Oh, well,
don't infringe on my property.
I can't attack you now because now I'd be violating the NAP.
And you'd be violating my property.
Shit. Alright, well, here, you're assaulting my brain with your sound waves, so you just violated the NAP.
I'm sorry, but your brain is not your property. It's my property.
It's my,
It's my property.
Shit.
Everything is mine.
You got me there. Shit. Alright. What else? Speaking of shootings, there were also another 2 more shootings that happened. What? Yesterday? Right?
Where?
The 2 naval bases got shot up.
I thought it was just one.
No, apparently there were 2 naval bases.
No, but this happens like every year.
Yeah.
Remember the one in Washington, D.C. a few years ago? I think Fort Dix, Fort Hood, Fort Dix. I can't believe that's still a name. Fort Dix.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 active shooters in 1 week. Yeah. NBC News.
So how many mass shootings happened this week, including the one in Miami?
3.
Okay. So
That we know of,
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, if a mass shooting happens in, like, the Bronx or in, like, St. Louis, it's not reported.
Nope.
I love all these, like, anti-cop movies coming out, though. Like the one about the Black Bonnie and Clyde after they killed the cop just escaping across the country. Then you have a new one about an NYPD detective. He's black and he kills 2 white officers and he has to, like, defend himself.
Shit, what movie is this?
It's coming out soon, but then there's another one called, like, The Blue Line or something.
Oh.
And there was the black cop. All these people are cops.
Oh my god, I hate cop movies.
It's finding retribution for the cop narrative.
Like,
if black people are cops too, then everything's okay.
Yeah.
Cops don't exist.
Here's the thing I hate though about cop movies, right? Like war movies, or at least like try to like hide the fact that they're blatantly just pro-imperialism, with like messages about like, oh, it's brotherhood and fighting for the person next to you.
Well, like the war movies, like Generation War,
Generation War,
Kelly,
or A Bridge Too Far, like. But cop movies, they're so blatant with their propaganda. It's like, we're the only thing that stands between this city, anarchy. Like that scene where the fucking in Batman. Where fucking Bane, he's like, this city has fallen into chaos, and then, for you? Yeah, and then all the the city is saved because all the cops band together and defeat Bane's goons. It was such blatant propaganda.
And even in that movie, they're useless too. Like,
yeah,
as the entire NYPD get trapped underground.
Yeah,
I mean that could honestly happen today. I mean,
a
lot of these cops are hard pressed to find their way out of the subway station.
But yeah, going back to the shootings though, like 2 shootings happened.
Yeah,
one in the naval base and one in the Air Force base.
Yep. At the Air Force base and in Florida at the Navy base.
Yep.
I think that these are Navy men and Air Force men, and I think they're just pissed off that.
Well, one was a Saudi recruit, or he was like training
exactly
in the air in the base in Florida. I think.
Listen, here's my theory though. the military is just introducing these new fitness standards, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all these fucking people who joined in, they're all going to get kicked out now, right? They're going to lose their bennies, their tendy points.
They're good
right?
points.
So they're pissed off. So, and the Navy and the Air Force are the two fattest branches of the military, right? So now they're all pissed off that they're going to get kicked out. So
Yeah,
what do they do? They shoot up a base, right?
Then there's no reason not to keep them on the base.
Exactly. Just think about it, right? Aside from the MPs and the gate guards, nobody else in a base has a weapon.
Yeah, but look at this photo. Like, okay, there's, I'm showing a photo of the, what is it, the Christmas tree lighting?
Okay.
And here we have a picture of everyone posing with Bon Jovi. And his performance was horrible. Like, it was ridiculous how bad he sang. Because he's like 80 years old now or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's done a lot of cocaine, okay?
And he lives in Cerebral. Like, if you live in Cerebral, like...
Yeah, cut him some slack.
That's what the growler is.
The growler. The tap and growler?
Forever.
Yep. Hey, catch us at the tap and growler sometime.
Yeah, I told Bon Jovi's marketing team to square up at the tap. We're at the Brick House, and they're like, please no. No violence on our page. I'm like, tell Bon Jovi to square up at the Brick House.
I'll fight him.
But yeah, so there's the Marines. They're looking, they're looking pretty snazzy. Like, the Marines know that they want to look good.
Yeah.
And then you have the Army. They're just a bunch of nerdy douchebags.
Yeah.
Who wear their work clothes to a party. And then you just have the Air Force. They're just fat and like, I don't know why I'm here.
God, don't even get me started. We joke in the Army. We joke about how the Marines are fucking dumbasses, but like their dress blues, they do look pretty snazzy. It's the belt. The belt is the main thing.
It's the blue pants too, and it's the fact
no, because the Army has blue pants as well.
Well, yeah, but the Army wears their greens anyway. They wear their uniforms regardless.
Yeah,
the main thing is they're just like,
we're not allowed
I'm always
to.
At work.
Yeah, I'm always working.
It's like the dude who wears a tie to like the bar.
Yeah, it's because you can't. The Marine, like, their dress blues are designed for that you can still technically fight in them, but the Army ASUs are cut like a suit, so you can't raise your arms in those things. That's how they're supposed to be made.
Yeah, so the Army's just like, we're not even gonna try.
Yeah.
But with the Marines, it's like the rank is everything. Like, you see these Marines like saying like, I can't talk to my friends anymore because they're privates. And I'm a Lance Corporal. This rank is my life. The rank is everything because I'm a Marine.
Hoorah! Whatever the fucking bullshit they say.
Where them crayons at?
Dumbass pet crayon eaters.
But like, the Christmas tree lighting was ridiculous. Though, like if you watch the ceremony, because it was just like lines of troops everywhere. You had the Army, Navy, and the Air Force, and I don't know if you had the Coast Guard.
No, they're not technically part of the military.
Oh yeah.
Do
we have to thank them for their service?
They're like that. I don't know. Ask your brother.
He's in the Merchant Marines.
Yeah,
technically, he's Marine.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
His dress blues are better than yours.
Nah, I look better in mine, alright? Because let's be honest, your brother's kind of chubby. He's got a chubby face.
Well, he's chubby, and the Merchant Marine just, like, hands him down that shit.
Yeah,
but fair. He still gets to wear it more often than you get to wear yours.
I mean, technically, I can wear mine whenever I want. I just look like an asshole wearing it.
You already are an asshole.
Yeah, it's fair.
But, like, in 1984, or, like, even in the 90s, there were no troops on the stage. And, we were, like, bombing Serbia.
Well, we didn't have our troop worship like we did. Like we do today.
And then today we're not even at war, and Bon Jovi singing the song, "He killed himself last night, and all the Army guys are killing themselves. Da 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 da. Honor the troops. Kiss their boots. Suck their cocks. I love the Army.
The Army rocks.
Suck
their cocks. The Army rocks.
Private killed himself last night.
Let's write a quick song about that.
Oh yeah.
Suck their cocks, the Army rocks, lick their boot.
'Cause if you don't,
then you drool.
And they will kill themselves.
Sick.
army suicide. There's a leading cause of death for soldiers. Because we're not at war. So you gotta suck their cocks. They don't off themselves. Worship the troops. Because that's what America is. It's not freedom or liberty. It's like in some nice leather boots. Yeah.
Thank you.
That's better than Bon Jovi's performance.
I mean, basically. Listen, that guy, he's 80 years old. Like, his voice, it's gotta be gone from all, like, the cum he gargled and all the cocaine he snorted. So, like, cut him some slack, okay? Yeah. Like,
he's just senile. He doesn't know he's enabling fascism.
Yeah, that is true. All right. Bon Jovi, we still love you, man. If you want to sponsor our show, like, hook a Jersey brother up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're a social media manager. They just got to square up at the brick house. Not even square up at the Port Columbia Merriman. We don't even have to make this public.
Hell, we don't even have to
you
go
get the tap.
No, we don't even do that.
The logo.
Listen, just send us like an anonymous location. Hell, we'll even show up to his house. We'll fight him in his house. No one has to see it.
Yeah, I think it was in Red Bank.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's just go to his house one day and just square up with him. Square up, bitch.
Let's go beat up Kevin Smith too.
Yeah, let's.
Something about him just pisses me off.
Kevin Smith, while we're at it.
I like his movies, but he just pisses me off for some reason.
Let's see. Donald Trump, when he's golfing, let's just fucking square up with him.
Yeah, just let's get a sign and stand outside Bedminster Golf Course. Like Donald Trump, square up.
Square up,
see what
bitch.
Happens.
Fight me.
Yeah.
You know, some Secret Service ain't just gonna fucking tackle us.
Oh yeah, but.
Dude, that would make for some good content.
I know, right? We could live stream it.
Live stream me getting tased by the fucking Secret Service.
Mm-hmm. Let's live stream the waterboarding too. That would be funny.
Yes. I always want to get waterboarded.
Yeah, maybe we should do the like dual content for like some video stuff.
Yes.
And then the podcast too. That would be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. You know, we could do like we could do a live video podcast.
Yeah.
But we'll wear balaclavas to hide our identities.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just waterboard me with the balaclava on.
Yeah, but we should do it somewhere in New York.
Yeah. No, let's do it in public. We'll just go up to some fucking house, or some public park. Some moms are gonna be out there with their kids, and we'll just go up to the children's playground, throw me over the seesaw, just fucking start waterboarding me, And why you want me to be like, where are they? Where are the bomb codes?
Where are the numbers, Mason?
Where are the numbers? What do they mean?
Where are the attendees?
Where are the attendees? What's the 17 secret ingredients?
How do you make a Krabby Patty?
Oh shit! I guess we're in the pop culture references now. We're in the pop.
Name the best 10 SpongeBob episodes, and don't include the Bubble Bowl.
Yeah, I guess we're in the pop culture segment.
Yeah, I guess podcast. So.
This is the point where I notice that I'm getting too drunk to continue recording. So I just watched.
Do you want this beer?
Yes, please. I just watched The Mandalorian with you, right?
I think we did just watch The Mandalorian.
We did just watch. We literally just watched it before we started recording. And honestly, like, I would murder your family to get a Baby Yoda.
If I got Baby Yoda, I'd grind him up into like little green juice and drink that shit.
What's with you and that vor shit? Nah, man.
Is that still vor?
Yeah.
Technically?
Yeah.
If you grind someone up into
I feel like
Baby Yoda up, is a Baby Yoda vor?
I feel like there's most definitely some like vor fetishes who's like, oh man, like I like vor, but that's just not cutting it for me.
Do vor shit fetishes actually exist? I thought it was
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I know a girl who's into vor.
Really?
Yeah. But like, think about it. There's always like another level to whatever fetish. So somebody's gonna be like, oh, like just getting eaten whole, that's not enough for me. I want somebody to blend me up and drink me like Japanese Gokun style.
Gokun style. Did you see that Dark Souls top 10 wars? It's like, yeah, the snake I'm gonna have to give an S for it. It just D tier war. It's too fast.
Yeah.
But the slimy guy, the hand guy, that's a top tier vor. He savors it. Now that frog vor, I'd give that frog vor an S tier. in the last Mandalorian episode.
Yeah.
What about Joe Biden's finger board?
See, it's public. Like,
Yeah.
that boosted up, but it's too fast. That boosted. That's against its favor, right?
He didn't go all the way.
He didn't go all the way. Yeah, he just sort of nibbled at the finger.
Dude,
right?
I seriously thought that was fake.
Yeah.
I did not think that was real. I don't know. Did I say this in the podcast already? About the onion,
Yeah.
They put out the
yeah,
article.
we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Dude. No, it's real, man. It's real.
I still can't believe that's real.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
But going back
nibbles
to
on our little fingers.
going back to Baby Yoda, though, man. Honestly,
I don't want to punt him across.
you want to punt
Tatooine. I
him?
just wanna punt
No,
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda must be
Fuck him.
protected.
No, he should be punted.
No, man, dude. When I was watching
Punt
episode
that little
4,
critter.
oh man, I would honestly like I'd murder a cousin to get a Baby Yoda. Like if they were like
a real Baby Yoda,
like a real Baby Yoda, I would kill a cousin. Sorry, hey, listen, if you're one of my cousins, sorry, man, but you want to come over for dinner sometime? Like we can just hang out.
but they don't have a Baby Yoda.
Like if I'm being
They have
offered,
track and fob.
yeah, they've got track and fob, Gotta protect Baby Yoda. But no, dude, I thought that episode was so good.
The
Episode 5.
episode. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't as
They
good as
didn't build
episode
up-
4.
They didn't build up the characters. There wasn't a lot of suspense. It was like, oh, just go kill this mercenary.
It was a filler episode. It was still pretty good.
100%. Like as soon as like the Starfighter came up, and he's
Mhm.
like, "That's my line." I was like, "This is just gonna be filler."
Mm.
The last episode was really good.
Episode 4?
Yeah, with the ATST was menacing.
Yeah,
when actually that was like, holy shit, that's scary.
Yeah, like the original
His two
trilogy
red
doesn't
eyes.
do a good job of emphasizing how scary it is. But
Like,
yeah,
that thing can take down an entire company of troops. And like after you saw that episode, it's like, yeah, that's some serious business that like the Empire's got going on.
yeah, that episode was really good. Still though, I do like how episode 5 brings us back to Tatooine.
Why?
I don't know, Tatooine is just like
Well,
it's got a special place in Star Wars.
It's kind of
right?
like the Albuquerque of Star Wars.
The Albuquerque of Star Wars.
Fuck Albuquerque.
It's like in like in every basic. It's like when you play an RPG, right?
Mhm.
And you have like your starting village, right? That you start off from, like in RuneScape. What's that fucking town that you start off in?
Lumbridge?
Yeah, in Lumbridge, right? And then like you level up, you go on all these adventures, and then you come back.
You always come back to buy a girlfriend.
You always come back to buy a girlfriend. Those cows, man. You go murder some cows, get some leather. You always come back to that starting town, and you're always like, damn, this place got memories in it,
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, they even went back to
They even name dropped Mos Espa, though.
Mos Espa. Yeah, they did.
Are those like the only two cities on Tatooine?
Basically. Mos Eisley.
Mos Eisley and Mos Espa.
Yeah, Mos Eisley.
Mos Espa was episode 1 because I guess George Lucas wasn't like we can't call it Mos Eisley. You gotta call it something different because it's the next 3 movies.
Mm-hmm. And they brought back the Tusken Raiders, right? I got to see some Tusken Raiders.
That was so cool. Where there's negotiating.
Yeah, I'm negotiating.
Tusken Raiders.
So you can't see what I'm doing right now, but it just does a fucking bunch of weird
He's just like
hand signals.
It's like walking. In the Tusken
No,
Raiders
but you
are
see,
like-
I also didn't like that because obviously my hatred of deaf people, right? Like you can't even fucking tell them to go fuck themselves because
like
they
in
can't
episode 1, this
hear
is
you.
canonical.
Yeah,
It's canon.
it's canon.
Deaf people don't have rights.
They don't have rights.
Deaf people are part of Pete Buttigieg's agenda.
So yeah, but yeah, it was, and plus they went back to the cantina, right? Mos Eisley Cantina, which I thought was super cool. I don't know. I need to do some research, but I want to find out if they used the original set for Mos Eisley.
I don't think they did because
it probably isn't.
They probably. I want to know if they used the Unreal Engine to render that scene because I know they used the Unreal Engine to render Tatooine deserts. They've been doing that with the Mandalorian. Like this is old technology, but it's like Unreal Engine's free too. Like, we could download it right now, and I've been thinking of getting into it too, just to further down the line maybe if I want to get a better job, I could just be like, yeah, I know how to code video games, so hire me on $100 million
I thought
production.
no, I think mostly nowadays they use Blender.
Well, no, Blender is what you use to create and rig 3D models.
Yeah.
But Unreal Engine is the engine that you actually put those models into.
Okay.
Like Unreal Engine, someone
so,
made
yeah.
a new Battlefront 2. That looks way better than Battlefront 2 DICE.
Mm-hmm. Although I do remember reading that Unreal Engine, at least the older versions, weren't good at making like curved interiors.
Oh no, now they're fine. I think you could ray trace in Unreal Engine too.
Oh, nowadays you can do that? Jeez,
yeah.
Technology, man.
Well, yeah, Unreal Engine is super powerful. And it's crazy how Hollywood's like just recently adopting it. But like the tools they're using to use Unreal Engine on Hollywood sets is actually a mod someone made for that free program. So it's open source software. Even DaVinci, Blackmagic is free, and most editing houses just use Linux and open source software to run their architecture on. So it's incredible. Like the actual filmmakers, like the VFX artists and the editors, even though they get paid shit and are exploited a shit ton, like they're just all using like the shit like people playing, like making video games are doing. Like just like internet people are using to make content.
I mean, nowadays you could do basically as long as you have enough time and willpower, you can do most special effects that professional big budget movies do. Well, it's just time.
Yeah, there's two types of VFX artists, or two types of careers as VFX artists. It's a content creator on YouTube, or an artist that can do everything in a certain amount of time and create a good product, or someone who's hired to do one thing like rigging. Like you have riggers in the credits really well, and you do it really fast. So if you need to get 1,000 shots done in 6 months for the new Marvel movie, like you will rig every single model in those 6 months for those 1,000 shots. Meanwhile, you have corridor crew. They're doing like maybe 5 shots in a week.
Yeah, but they specialize specifically in gunshots and gun effects.
Yeah,
that's their.
I think they also actually do that professionally too.
Yeah, I think they.
Well, yeah, they made the Black Rifle Coffee.
Yeah.
Commercial.
But their like specialty is gun effects.
Yeah.
Right. So if you need a gun effect done, you hire them out.
Yeah. And they also do everything like a regular VFX artist does, like across the board in Hollywood productions. But like you have like 5 people working for corridor crew. It takes them a few days to make each video they do, and each video they do is taking sample footage. Most of the footage isn't even original.
Yeah. And it's like music.
Yeah, and their videos even wouldn't pass off as like a professional Hollywood production. Like you could tell there's a difference in quality with them. Yeah, it looks good.
Time, that's the main thing.
Yeah, right? So 5 people in a week doing 5 shots. You know, you think about these VFX artists who only specialize in rigging or modeling or animating, and you have to do like the average Hollywood movie now is like 3,000 shots, and you have to get that done like within a year for the movie. And then those 3,000 shots are always changed. So in reality, it's like 10 to 20,000 shots in 6 months. So that's why you have like teams of 300 people, because one person can only really get like one shot done and do it well, like 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like professional quality work. Like VFX artists is where most of the labor is in the movie industry.
Yep. Yeah. Huh. So yeah, going back to the Star Wars.
Whenever you bring up movies, I gotta talk about it.
Looks really good though.
Right after this, I'm going on an overnight shoot to go work on a set.
Oh yeah.
I think it's an Thai movie. I don't know. The producer hit me up a few days ago and was like, "Yeah, we need you to work on this set." So I'm just like, "Okay." And then the entire call sheet's in Thai.
Yeah.
So
all right, you want to tell us about what is this like shoot that you're going to though?
I think it's a Thai movie. It's a foreign movie. We're shooting in the Lower East Side.
Okay.
But it's gonna be difficult because I have to park like 3 blocks away because there's 2 other productions shooting on the same block in the Lower East Side at the same time in the middle of the night in December, which is the slow season. So I've been on like 3 or 4 shoots now, each of them like a few days long, and we've been shooting in the Lower East Side.
Mm-hmm.
Like every day there's just a new production. Like New York's just so saturated. It's insane. Like, we can't park our trucks because there's, like, a Netflix production shooting on the same block as us.
Yeah.
At the same time. On the same day.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why everyone just goes to Toronto to film. One, because it's cheaper.
TV. And
no, even the Deadpool movie was in Toronto.
Yeah, it's the tax subsidies. And Vancouver for animation.
Yep.
That's why, that documentary, Life After Pi, there was a long segment about how all the animators had to chase jobs around from like Toronto to Vancouver So they never really had a single place to like root themselves,
Mhm.
because all the like non-location jobs in film follow the tax breaks. So that it's like Toronto, Vancouver. Now everything's coming to New Jersey and New York because of the tax breaks.
Mm-hmm. Crazy. All right. Well, I think that about wraps up this episode. Right, a little bit on the shorter side. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Not really.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Mm-hmm. All right.